It is that time of the year when the world is celebrating beautifully. Yes, it's Christmas season and the New Year is awaited. As writers would put it, love is in the air. Love is weaving magic, a beautiful magic. And it is the same in Bahrain with an extra shine because we have the one and only Jerry Amaldev in Bahrain. I would say soulfully musical. Sir, welcome to the show. We are happy to have you as the next guest on the 973 show.
Wonderful, thank you.
Thank you so much. We have been hearing you orchestrating that beautiful symphony in the BKS, and I've had this lovely opportunity and honor to be hovering around you, I would say. The gentleness with which you move around, the perfectionist that you are. These are my observations. Are you a perfectionist?
With regard to music,
Yes.
Yes.
You are.
Yeah.
Because I could see the way you make people do things again and again and again for the past 3 days.
Without that, the music itself is an art which requires a repetition.
Mm-hmm.
If there is no repetition, the music cannot reach any level of perfection. So repetition is the mother of musical perfection.
യെസ്, ഞാനിത് ചോദിക്കാൻ കാരണം പലപ്പോഴും 2-3 പ്രാവശ്യം റിപ്പീറ്റ് ചെയ്ത് കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ട് ദ മേസ്ട്രോസ് ദെംസെൽഫ് വുഡ് ഗിവ് ഇൻ ഓക്കെ ഐ ഡോണ്ട് വാണ്ട് ടു ഇറിറ്റേറ്റ് പീപ്പിൾ, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ദ സിംഗേഴ്സ് വുഡ് ബി ടയർഡ് ഓർ ദി ഇൻസ്ട്രുമെന്റലിസ്റ്റ് വുഡ് ഫീൽ ബാഡ്, ബട്ട് യു വർ ദ ലീസ്റ്റ് ബോതേർഡ്. യു വർ ജസ്റ്റ് സൈലന്റ്ലി മൂവിങ് അറൗണ്ട് ആൻഡ് സേയിങ് ദിസ് ഇസ് നോട്ട് റൈറ്റ്, ദാറ്റ്സ് നോട്ട് ഓക്കെ, cut it, let's do it again.
Yes.
Like ഇന്നലെ സമാജത്തിൽ കേട്ടതുപോലെ 1 മണിവരെയോളം നമ്മൾ പ്രാക്ടീസ് ചെയ്തു.
Yes.
And the perfection was the output yesterday. It was an amazing chorus. One of the best that ever the Bahrain Kerala Samajam has witnessed.
I also found the singers here are extremely talented, both men and women. Unfortunately, they are not having a proper guide to shape them into what they ought to be.
Right, and I think sir പറഞ്ഞു കൊടുത്തതനുസരിച്ച് അവർ they tried their best within 3 days.
Right, yeah.
Coming into a conversation about you, the musician, as per, I don't know if Wikipedia is right, because sometimes people correct me on that. Correct me if I'm wrong, sir. Over 1,000+ songs of like bhakti ganangal, and around 300 to 400.
Yeah.
How do you look at this musical journey of yours? Are you satisfied?
No, cannot be satisfied, because once you are satisfied means you are finished.
Okay.
So we are constantly traveling in a particular direction unconsciously. So every time a piece of music you create or whatever, it comes to a level and then there is a practical cutoff point. But ideally there is no cutoff point. It can go on and on and on. So from the practical cutoff point, we take satisfaction that we'll do for the time being. This is possible. This is only possible. Accept that.
റൈറ്റ്. ഇന്നലെ സാറ് കോറസിനിടയ്ക്ക് കഥകൾ പറയുന്നുണ്ടായിരുന്നു, ഓരോ പാട്ടുകൾ വന്നതും. അപ്പം അതിൽ ഒരെണ്ണം പറഞ്ഞത്, സാർ പറഞ്ഞു, ഞാൻ ഈ ഒരു ട്യൂണോട് കൂടിയാണ് മീറ്റിങ്ങിന് പോയത്. കവിയെ കാണാൻ പോയ കഥ പറഞ്ഞ പോലെ, നേഴ്സ് സാറിനെ കാണാൻ പോയ കഥ പറഞ്ഞു. ഈ ട്യൂണോട് കൂടി പോവുക എന്ന് പറയുമ്പോൾ ഒന്ന് എക്സ്പ്ലെയിൻ ചെയ്യുമോ?
That is, the director would have instructed me about the occasion of the song in the movie. Then I will do some homework. Okay, is the song being sung in a city or is in a countryside? Is it daytime? Is it evening time? Is it night? Is it a secret song or is it a public song? I mean, they are not hiding from public eye or something like that. All these parameters will give me an idea as to which raga or which scale I should pick up. All this happens not, now I am vocalizing it, all this happens by way of it. Like when you cook, you don't think, oh, I am now putting kadugu, I am putting velichan, you just keep doing it. എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞ പോലെ ഇങ്ങനെ ഈ ഒരു സന്ദർഭം കിട്ടിക്കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ നമ്മൾ അതിനനുസരിച്ച് ഉള്ള ചേരുവകളൊക്കെ ഓട്ടോമാറ്റിക്കായിട്ട് തലയിൽ കൂടി വരും. പിന്നെ അറ്റ് ദാറ്റ് മൊമെൻറ്റ് what happens is unpredictable. So that is the variant. The way it is there the variation comes. Suppose there are so many love songs. How come each love song is different from the other? It happens on the spur of the moment. There we have no control, and that is the process of creativity, which you cannot put under a microscope. The moment you put under the microscope, the creativity stops.
Then it becomes very artificial.
Absolutely.
Rather. Yeah. So, Sara രണ്ട് extremes ചെയ്തിട്ടുണ്ട്. Like, very lovely, lively songs as well as gentle. Like, അതിൻ്റെ എല്ലാം ഒരു mix നമ്മൾ അവിടെ കേട്ടു. But personally, what is your choice?
My choice is gentle.
Gentle songs. Any reason for that?
Pardon?
Any reason for
my
that?
temperament maybe.
Okay.
Another thing, I think all final moments of life are gentle.
Yeah. Beautifully said.
Final moments of life cannot be like carrying on a horse track or something like that. It cannot be.
Okay.
This is my, I'm rationalizing it. I'm simply, since you asked me, I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, could be, Definitions can vary, indeed. Some people would say like life is very active, but then I go with you. So എന്താണ് സാറിന് ഓർത്തെടുക്കാൻ പറ്റിയ ഒരു musical moment in life?
Yeah. When I was a little boy, so let's say 4, 5, 6, I heard gramophone records. My uncles used to buy Hindi gramophone records. And there on the record there was this dog listening to the Kolambi.
The big microphone kind of a thing, the gramophone, the earpiece. His master's voice.
So I used to look at that dog going in circles and then beautiful song coming from there. And that made an impact on me, and I became shall I say, a lifelong devotee of recorded music.
Okay.
And in those days, I'm talking about the 40s. I was born in 1939, so I grew up in the 40s and 50s. In the 40s, there were no Malayalam movies. The movies which we got in Cochin were Hindi and Tamil. The Tamil movies had titles like Airam Thalai Vaangi Apurva Sintamani.
Okay.
That didn't appeal to me. Then there were some movies like Dillagi, Ratan or Tansen. Those songs caught my attention. Particularly the songs of K.L. Saigal.
Yes.
And the music of Pankaj Malik. These were Calcutta-oriented people. And I was, shall I say, hooked to Hindi film songs. And in fact, my orientation is church music, where I used to go with my grandmother every morning and listen to non-Indian music. We were listening to what they call Gregorian chant, which is the official liturgical music of the Catholic Church. So that one side I got that orientation. At home I got this Hindi orientation. So I traveled with both of these, and my musical, shall I say, musical shape is
a blend of these two.
A blend of these two.
Great. So that would bring me to the question of your church orientation to the church. Which is your favorite Christian hymn? Did you have anything like that?
No, I wouldn't say any favorite Christian hymn. Hymns in general have a certain nuance. And that's what I always follow.
That appeals to you.
In a church, when you have a particular occasion, let's say there's an occasion where you are supposed to be communing with the Godhead or whatever. At that time, you cannot sing Jango, Jango, Jango. You can't sing like that. Then it has to be something very peace-evoking and somewhat like a slightly romantic
communication.
It's a meeting of two souls or minds. So that way. So I cannot specify any one song as pertaining to that. But I can give you a few samples. For example, there is Adorote devote latens deita que subis figuris vere latita. There's a song like that. Or it can be like this. Veni Jesu amor mi, veni, 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 amo Jesu veni. It can be like that also. So.
Amazing. I really was transported to that feel, because I'm a I'm a fan of Christian hymns and songs, you know.
Indeed.
It really takes us to a different realm, rather, right? So, അങ്ങനെ ഒരു life, like, you know, you were chosen. I do not know you wanted to be, or you were destined to be a priest at some point of a time.
My mother and grandmother used to tell that Jerry is a good boy. അവൻ മരത്തെ കയറില്ല, അവൻ മതിൽ ചാടില്ല, അവൻ സൈക്കിൾ ഓടില്ല, അവൻ അച്ഛനാവും. This as a boy I used to hear. And as I grew up, as you know, as a teenager, we all have this impulse to do something good for the world. Yeah. So I thought, what good can I do? അമ്മയും പറയുന്ന പോലെ അച്ഛനാകുന്നത് നന്നായിരിക്കാം എന്ന് വിചാരിച്ചു. But I did not want to become a priest in Kerala. I wanted to go out into some wilderness, maybe in the north of India, something like that. And it so happened that there was a missionary society from Germany come to Kerala at that time to recruit possible candidates. And so I went with them to Indore. You know Indore?
Yes.
There we lived in a seminary in a village. And so I went into that direction.
And then from there to the musician Jerry Amaldev.
As soon as I landed there, this German priest found out that I have some talent. So they put me into a rigorous training program. Apart from the regular studies, they taught me tabla, they taught me vocal music, they taught me piano, they taught me organ. All this I used to play, not piano, the organ I used to play at home in Kerala, I mean in Ernakulam, but not, shall I say, not properly. It was my own way of playing. So these people put me under some teachers to teach me, so I should play it accurately, reading notes and all.
Okay.
So I got a very good training in Western music there also. And then later on, when, say, after 3 years, we were transferred to Pune.
Okay.
At Pune, the fathers insisted that we should learn North Indian vocal music, those who are gifted. You know, so I was given a very good training by Mr. Madhusudan Patwardhan, who was the son of a famous Vinayak Rao Patwardhan, who was on the same level as Abdul Karim Khan. He was another 19th century stalwart of North Indian classical music. So I got the, shall I say, the flavor of their music, which is called Kirana Gharana. So I was lucky to be trained by Mr. Madhusudan Patwardhan in vocal music, a Hindustani vocal music.
So you play instruments like tabla and organ?
I do play the tabla, I play the piano. My first instrument is my voice.
Not violin,
not violin. I don't know why. I tried violin, but it turned out to be a tough job, so I gave it up.
Okay, I know I'm jumping, but then, you know, when you were conducting the chorus, I could see that practice. That, you know, one time I would think that you're focusing on the singers, but suddenly from there you would say, no, that flute is not okay. How do you manage to get all this into the system?
I don't know.
Okay, that surprised me, because I thought you're closely listening to the singers. Suddenly you were speaking of no, that flute, you know, and you made him
That
repeat.
is because if the singing, the pitch of the singers and the flute's pitch are clashing, you immediately notice the difference, and then you.
And also something else is my curiosity, the way you conduct. I've seen music conductors. Is it an art that you learn, or it comes by you? Because I could see that they were singing perfect then they were looking into your hands. Because I heard you tell them, look at me.
Yes.
So is it an art, or you learn it?
Conducting
music.
It is both. When I was in the United States, when I studied Western music officially, there were 2 ways of conducting. One is called orchestral conducting, and the other is called choral conducting. So I got training in both. So it's a system of conducting. But yesterday I was being very casual, walking up and down. Usually a conductor stands in one place and everybody looks at him. Looking at the conductor is number one concern. See, the trouble with us now is everybody is looking at the paper. In Europe, it is, or in America, this is not done. In public, you perform without looking at the paper and so on and so forth. But here, Yesudas was such a busy singer in the films. So when he wanted to have a program outside, he couldn't help but he had to look into the book. People misunderstood this is the world standard, looking into the book and singing in public. So that bad habit has to be removed. But in an occasion like yesterday, when I come for just 2-3 days, what can you do?
I personally had a thought, like these are all very common movie songs which should be in their...
if they had learned it by heart,
no offense meant to the singers, they did an amazing job.
Anyway, such...
അങ്ങനെ പറയുമ്പോൾ സാറിന് യങ്ങർ ജനറേഷനോട് എന്താണ് പറയാനുള്ളത്?
ഒരു ഒറ്റ കാര്യം പറയാനുള്ളത്, learn or get to know what you want to know. Knowledge, acquire knowledge. What I notice in the younger generation is, let's say one young man learns the guitar and he learns some chords and he plays the chords for a number of songs. He thinks this is the whole world. It is not. He has to go to the root of things. Where did this guitar come from? Where did this harmony come from? Where did this triadic harmony? That means when you put harmony means at one time you put more than one sound. So usually in the guitar they are putting 6 sounds at the same time because it has got 6 strings. So these 6 strings are being accommodated because it has come from 3 notes. That is in the scale 1, 3, 5. These 3 notes are put together. That is called chord 1. 2, 4, 6 is chord 2. 3, 5, 7 is chord 3. So like that it goes. So in the guitar, at one time you are hearing 6 different sounds. And all these things our youngsters should find out how it is interconnected and so on. But instead, they only know how to play a few chords and not getting the full picture. Therefore, my advice to the young people is acquire musical knowledge along with your practical performance.
This conversation cannot be complete without referring to one of the finest of your creations, which is Nokatha Duratha Kannannattile Ayiram Kannumai. Adinte creation's story, sir, onu parayo.
It's very simple. ഫാസിൽ ഞങ്ങളോട് ഈ കഥ പറഞ്ഞു ഈ പാട്ട്. അതിൽ തന്നെ ഒരു ഹാപ്പി ആയിട്ട് ഒരു ഗ്രാൻഡ് മദറും ഗ്രാൻഡ് ചൈൽഡും കൂടി ഇങ്ങനെ കളിക്കുന്നതൊക്കെ ഉണ്ട്. അതിനെ പറ്റി ഉപകരിക്കണം. പിന്നെ ഈ കുട്ടി മരിക്കുമ്പോൾ ആ അറ്റ്മോസ്ഫിയറിൽ ഈ പാട്ട് തന്നെയാണ് കേൾക്കാൻ പോകുന്നത്. അത് മാത്രമല്ല, ഈ പാട്ട് കേട്ടാൽ സാധാരണക്കാരുടെ മനസ്സിൽ എന്തെങ്കിലും ഒരു nostalgia, he used this word, nostalgia should come. People should have a nostalgic feeling when they hear this song. എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞിട്ട് ഫാസിലും കൂടി പുറത്തേക്ക് പോയി. ഞങ്ങൾ ഈ ബ്രദർ ഹോട്ടലിൽ ഇരിക്കുകയാണ്. അപ്പം ഞാൻ ബിച്ചുവിനായിട്ട് നോക്കി. അപ്പം ബിച്ചുവിനോട് ചോദിച്ചു, നൊസ്റ്റാൾജിയ രാഗം അങ്ങനെ വല്ലതും? ഞാൻ പറഞ്ഞു, ഞാൻ കേട്ടിട്ടുണ്ട്. ശൃംഗാരരസത്തിനുള്ള രാഗമുണ്ട്, ഭക്തിക്കുണ്ട്, അതിനുണ്ട്, ഇതിനുണ്ട്. പക്ഷേ നൊസ്റ്റാൾജിയക്കൊരു രാഗം. അങ്ങനെ ഞങ്ങളിങ്ങനെ വിഷണറായിട്ടിരിക്കുമ്പോൾ ബിച്ചുവിൻ്റെ കൈ ആ മേശപ്പുറത്തിരുന്ന ഒരു തടിയൻ പുസ്തകത്തെ മുട്ടി. അപ്പോൾ അവിടെ ആ റൂമിൽ കഴിഞ്ഞ രാത്രിയിലെ കള്ളിൻ്റെയും സിഗരറ്റിൻ്റെയും മണം മാത്രമേ ഉള്ളൂ ആ മുറിയിൽ. അങ്ങനത്തെ ഒരു മുറിയായിരുന്നു. അപ്പോൾ ആ മുറിയിൽ ഇത്രയും തടിയൻ പുസ്തകം തുറന്നു നോക്കിയപ്പോണ്ടടാ ചങ്ങമ്പുഴയുടെ കൃതികൾ. ആ പുസ്തകം അവിടെ വരേണ്ട ഒരു കാര്യമില്ല എന്തോ. അപ്പോൾ പുസ്തകം തുറന്നു നോക്കിയപ്പോൾ എടുക്കുന്ന ചങ്ങമ്പുഴയുടെ പാട്ടുകൾ. ഓഹോ, ചങ്ങമ്പുഴയുടെ കവിതകളും പാട്ടുകളും 2 ടൈപ്പാണ് മനസ്സിലായി. അപ്പോൾ ബിച്ച് ഇങ്ങനെ തമാശ നോക്കിയപ്പോൾ അവിടെ ഇതിൻ്റെ അകത്ത് വല്ല നൊസ്റ്റാൾജിയ ഉണ്ടാകുന്ന നോക്കാമെന്ന് പറഞ്ഞ് നോക്കിയപ്പോൾ ഉണ്ടടാ, ശ്യാമളേ ശ്യാമളേ സംതിങ് സംതിങ് ശ്യാമളേ. വെച്ച് പറഞ്ഞു, ഇവിടെ എന്തൊരു നോസ്റ്റാൾജിയ. എന്നിട്ട് ബിച്ചു തന്നെ എനിക്കൊന്ന് മൂളി തന്നു, ശ്യാമളേ ശ്യാമളേ. ഞാൻ വിചാരിച്ചാൽ ഇത് കൊള്ളാം. ഞാൻ ആ കിട്ടിയ അറ്റത്തെ പിടിച്ച് ഞാനങ്ങ് പോയി. അങ്ങനെ ആ പാട്ടുണ്ടായത്.
ശ്യാമളയിൽ
അപ്പോൾ ഞാൻ ശ്യാമളയിൽ നിന്ന് ഞാൻ പാടാൻ തുടങ്ങിയപ്പോൾ അത് വേണ്ട, നമുക്ക് ശ്യാമളയെ വിട്ടേക്കാം, നമുക്കിപ്പോൾ വേണ്ട അമ്മൂമ്മയും കൊച്ചുമകളും. അപ്പോൾ നമ്മൾ അപ്പോൾ തന്നെ ആശാൻ മനസ്സിൽ വന്നു. അത്
ഈ അപ്പം തന്നെ വന്നു അല്ലെങ്കിൽ അങ്ങനെ കണ്ടു എന്നൊക്കെ പറയുന്ന കാലഘട്ടത്തിൽ നിന്ന് വി ആർ മൂവിങ് ടുവേർഡ്സ് ആർട്ടിഫിഷ്യൽ ഇൻ്റലിജൻസ്. വാട്ട് ഈസ് യുവർ ടേക്ക് ഓൺ ദി?
I am frightened. Yeah. One thing, frightened because not because of the growth of science. Science will grow, understood. But how we make use of the science to make our life more meaningful is another issue. I am frightened because the people are using artificial intelligence എന്താ പറയുക, ഒരു കൺട്രോളില്ലാതെ എനിത്തിങ് ഗോസ് എന്നുള്ള നിലവാരത്തിൽ അത് അപകടമാണ്. പ്രത്യേകിച്ച് മ്യൂസിക്കലി സ്പീക്കിംഗ് ക്രിയേറ്റിവിറ്റി എന്ന് പറയുന്ന ഈ സാധനം നമ്മളിലുള്ളത് ആർട്ടിഫിഷ്യൽ ഇൻ്റലിജൻസ് വരുമ്പോൾ കുറഞ്ഞ് അവസാനം ഇല്ലാതെയാകാനുള്ള സാധ്യത. അപ്പം മനുഷ്യൻ്റെ എവല്യൂഷൻ, ഇഫ് യു ടേക്ക് സെവറൽ മില്യൺസ് ഓഫ് ഇയേഴ്സ് അഗോയിൽ നിന്ന് തുടങ്ങിയ ഈ എവല്യൂഷൻ ഇവിടെ വന്ന് അങ്ങ് ഇല്ലാതെയാകും. അതാണോ നേച്ചറിൻ്റെ പ്ലാൻ എന്ന് എനിക്ക് അറിഞ്ഞുകൂടാ. ബട്ട് ഇറ്റ് ഇസ് എ വെരി പെയിൻഫുൾ റിയലൈസേഷൻ ഇഫ് ഇറ്റ് ഈസ്. So artificial intelligence frightens me. At the same time, a controlled use of artificial intelligence would be very fine.
Yes.
Yeah. But we are usually, what happens to us, in Indians particularly, we do the easy way out. The Europeans and Americans, when they use, let's say, electronic equipments, they use it in order to enhance the human productivity. It is what we do here. It is നമുക്കിത് ജോലി കുറയ്ക്കാനുള്ള വിദ്യ ഇതുകൊണ്ടുണ്ട്. ഇത് ഒരു സാധനത്തെ സീക്വൻസ് ചെയ്തിട്ടും ബട്ടണ് കുത്തിയിട്ട് കൈയും കെട്ടി നിൽക്കാനാണ് നമുക്ക് ആഗ്രഹം, അല്ലാതെ കളിക്കാൻ പ്ലേ ചെയ്യാൻ നമുക്ക് ആഗ്രഹം. അങ്ങനെ ഒരു നെഗറ്റീവ് സെൻസ് നമുക്കിവിടെയുണ്ട്. ദാറ്റ് മേക്കിംഗ് യൂസ് ഓഫ് ദി ഇലക്ട്രോണിക്സ് ടു ബി ലേസി rather than to be industrious.
Right. Okay. ഈ ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ സാറിന് വേണമെങ്കിൽ സ്കിപ്പ് ചെയ്യാം. എങ്കിലും ജെറി അമൽദേവ് എന്നുള്ള പേര് മ്യൂസിക് മാത്രമായിട്ട് ചേർന്നിട്ടാണ് നമ്മളെല്ലാം കേട്ടിട്ടുള്ളത്. പക്ഷെ there was once a reference to a virtual arrest that was related. Yes. Do you want to speak about it?
Yes, why not? It was a very frightening experience, as well as it turned out to be a comical experience. Actually, what happened was, into my phone came an emblem, Satyameva Jayate. Oh, I said something serious is happening. Immediately after the emblem appears a police inspector in his official khaki color and with a pistol here and all that. And he speaks to me, Mr. Amaldev, I am an investigator of a certain secret mission of the central government. We are looking into the security of the nation, and we find there is a big problem there. A certain mission, Naresh Goel, the owner of some Jet Airways or something, he has been money laundering to the tune of several crores. And in his account, we have come across your name, your bank account number, and your phone number. And we know you have already laundered 2.5 crores of rupees. I laughed. I said, I don't know, Mr. Goel, or 2.5 crores. Then he said, please, be serious. This is not a joking matter. This is a national security is involved, and this is a highly secretive investigation. You cannot talk about it to anybody, because the moment you talk about it to somebody, our agents will come and arrest you and put you in jail.
Okay.
I was taken up. Then they told me, you have to, every half hour, you have to call us and tell us where you are. They made me a virtual prisoner of theirs.
Okay.
Anyway, so ultimately, it turned out the next person who appeared was a lady, again dressed in this inspector's attire, and she said, "Sir, we know you are innocent, but you are like my father, this and that. We would like to extricate you from this confusion. For this, you have to do one thing. You have to get a particular number from your bank, some RTG number, something. So you go and deposit 1,70,000 rupees into this particular number, and they will give you another RTG number that you forward to us. Then we will have the way to pull you out of this.
Okay. Did that ring a bell?
It didn't ring a bell.
No? Okay.
I believed it like God's word.
Okay.
So I went very directly to the bank and told the bank manager. It turned out to be a young lady. I said, I want to send this much money to this number. So she said, sir, this is a hoax. I have seen many people come like you and deposit lakhs and lakhs of rupees and go back crying, because after the moment you deposit the money, the other people will disappear.
Okay.
The guys who are asking you to deposit the money will disappear. They will take your money and go. I said, don't talk like that. It is my money, you have to send it. She said, no. I said, then I'll call the police because I am the owner of the money and you are refusing to send it. So she said, do call. So she herself dialed the phone and the police came on the phone. The police said, sir, what the lady is saying is right. This is a big hoax. There is nothing called secret investigation in India. That was an eye-opener for me, because who knew secret investigation illa ennoru idea namukku arniyodallo. Therefore, as soon as they heard this, at that time I was talking to those people through a phone, with the headphones in my ear. As soon as they heard this policeman talking, they cut me off.
It was a close miss, Sala.
Pardon?
It was a close miss.
Very close miss, but miss. And
Okay,
I
know.
saved.
You must have gone through a trauma, right?
I
Wondering
was,
what it is.
yeah. But I have one funny thing. I am into this kind of frightening situation only when these people are talking to me. After that, when I leave them, I forget about that. And so then I am normal in other matters. So.
Yeah, I was wondering whether you would want to talk. We had a small conversation while sitting at the BKS about it, when we were talking about machines and the scams around us. Yes.
Right.
So what is new with Music Life? Are you doing any new project?
Some people have come around with new movies.
Okay.
One movie is called Randal. Somebody else coming out with another movie. So movie is only a small fraction of my musical activity. So that is one side. Then I am fully active with my group called Sing India.
Sing India.
That's a group of, let's say, 40-ish people. We sing together. Like yesterday, 40 people singing together. We are singing every Sunday from 3 o'clock to 6 o'clock in the evening for the last 14 years.
Okay.
Yeah, so we are ready with 150 songs to be sung any moment.
Okay.
And it comprises of my film songs, it comprises of American pop songs, then European semi-classical songs, operatic numbers, and Latin, Hebrew, Syriac, with the Philippines. Yeah.
And finally, sir ഇവിടെ വന്നത് BKSന്റെ ഒരു award വാങ്ങിക്കാനാണല്ലോ. How do you look at awards and recognitions?
I really can't say anything. Award. If some people want to give me an award, who am I to say, no, I don't want any award. Oh, you are giving me something. I'll gratefully take it. That's it.
Great. So we are at the end of one more beautiful year.
Yes.
And Christmas is done and dusted and it's New Year. Yeah. What's your wish to us?
To all the listeners and viewers of 973 show.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you for taking your time. I would conclude by saying that, throughout the performance yesterday or even before the 2 days, one thing which brightened me up is the way you smile. Your smile is like a flower blooming. Exactly. When you were getting that award or, when you were a couple of instances, and I was reflecting, look at that smile. There is a lot of beauty in that smile. And another thing is the gentle gesture with which you were acknowledging the singers after every performance. Loved it, sir. Thank you so much for treating us to this beautiful season in such a beautiful way. I cannot conclude this in any way because I don't want this conversation to end. It is indeed a musical conversation, but every good thing has to come to a close at some point or the other. So that was Jerry Amaldev with us on the next guest on 973 show. This is Raji Unikrishnan signing off.